Hey everyone, this is Alisha Costanzo and welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be a mostly like writing vlog and it's long. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. "14.5 hours to make up for. I don't know if I can do that, but I did write nearly 1,400 words today. So, in an hour and a half, mind you. I'm almost halfway through this book. I still don't like it, but I'm still writing it. Yay me. Okay, so I finished really quickly yesterday the Happy Ever After playlist, and I'll put, you guys know I put the cover on the screen because I can't remember who it's by. Like Jimenez? Abby, I think, something. Anyways, this was a cute, quick banter romance. I knew everything that was gonna happen, and it made it a lot easier on me than the last two that I was reading, which neither one of them were technically romance books. This one was totally like a romance book, so very happy about that. A lot of fun, something I needed as a break. And now, yes, now I've started Holly Black, her new book, A Book of Night. Oh my god, I am in love. I fucking love Holly Black. She is a favorite for a reason. It's so effortless to listen to her books, to read her books. So yes, okay. I'm at like 20% and I'm in love with the magic world. I love how she does magic and spells and like crazy horror shit. So woot, red, like, do I savor it? Do I plow through it? I don't know. It's Tuesday, so it's Betty Ann time. Getting there. Okay, so I greedily did not vlog me reading Holly Black's new book, Book of Night, which I chose, one, because I was getting my hold in, but also for, what is it called? Buzzworth on Books and Lala. One of the things I really love about Holly Black and why she's one of my favorite authors is that I generally cannot guess what exactly is going to happen. Do I have a vague idea? Sure. Because, you know, books only have so many options, really, most of the time. And when you've read a lot of them or written a lot of them and studied the whole craft and thing, like, you get the hang of what usually happens. And she just, like, throws things at me, and I love it, and I never know what's gonna happen, and I love that too. And I kind of abandoned myself to that. So after reading some pretty formulaic books here lately, having her book come in was just amazing. It was just amazing. I had a few predictions. A few of them were right. The ending, though, like, thank God this is a series. I know my girl loves to do a series. Oh my god, I cannot wait for the next book, because that was just the shit. And I love her bad, gritty characters. Oh my god, because as gritty and terrible as they tend to be, they make me happy. And I love Vincent. Oh my god, I love Vincent and Char. Vincent and Char are just amazing. I just love the whole dynamic. Okay? I don't know what else I have to say besides another 5-star. It's no wonder she's one of my favorite authors, right? I can't wait for my husband to read this. Okay, I'm gonna go back to formatting this book. Finally completed my Write Someone a Letter from last month. I'm not showing you who it's to, but if you catch any of that, you might know. Nothing I can really talk about, but try to make it positive, at least getting shit off my chest. Okay. Hello. What we're doing here today is starting my TBR redo challenge. My first one, my urban fantasy, is going to be One Foot in the Grave by Janine Frost. This is book 2. I don't know what series it is. I'm on my phone, which is where I read it, so, you know, I can't really look that up at the moment. But I'm already 60% of the way through this thing, so... Okay, we need to have a serious conversation. And this is about where the hell my brain is right now. So I thought maybe I could talk this out a little bit. I was talking to Betty Ann and to my husband and to my manager here about it, and my brain is kind of confuddled at the moment. I have too much swarming around in there right now to really get anything done, and it's driving me freaking bonkers. So, if you didn't know, I have been hating my current work in progress. I have been hating it. The voices haven't been coming. I've been trying to shut everything else out so that I could get in this book, and I'm like 20,000 words into it. We may not all know this is happening right now, but this is in general what's been happening with me. So, after my meeting with Betty Ann, I felt a little bit more open. I reread one of my old stories, and just while I was sick, didn't want to do anything else. And I came to the realization that I am not going to get the depth I need in this story and have people talking to me in this story if I don't open myself up to the other current works in progress that are taking place at the same time in the same world as the story. So the first half of the story, I've already written book 4, and so that's happening during the first half of the story that I'm currently working, the first half of Loving Them Both. And I have at least 2 short stories that are also happening at the same time right now that will influence this book because they're all attached to the same characters and there will be interactions throughout. So I have those plotted. I have those plotted, but I don't think with enough depth, and I'm not really a major plotter person. I could be called a plantser, but I'm mostly a pantser. Even my outlines are very sparse. I tend to outline as I go because I like to know where I'm headed, but I generally don't know a lot of details. My plot points are usually about that big per chapter. So, not that my chapters are very long either though. And so I allowed myself the idea of opening up to this. And y'all, everything just came flooding in. So now I have the book I'm writing, Loving Them Both. I have the 2 short stories, Brad and Shy, Riley and Alien, kind of tangled up in there too. I have book 5, the end of my Blood Phoenix series, kind of percolating in there as well because the second half of the book is going to be during that book too. So I have all of these characters in the world. Granted, same world, I've been with these characters in this capacity for a long time, but I kind of shut everything down when I worked on Winter and that series and completed that 14-book series and the reboot story afterwards. Although I have 2 or 3 more reboot stories and a couple other short stories I want to do in that world, and so I don't know if it's really smart to transition the way I am right now and to go headfirst into the old series, but I want to finish my old series. I have 1 book in 1 second, so I have multiple series within a world. So my Loving Red Saga within the Broken World series is a 3-book-ish series where, there's book 1, she ends up with Guy, book 2 shows a prequel of the previous Guy, book 3 she ends up with both of them, right? You're loving them both if that doesn't get it. The big bad in those 2 first books, and what will partially be in book 3, is one of the big bads in book 4 of my Blood Phoenix saga, and this is my vampire phoenix, 7-foot-tall leprechaun, reverse harem kind of vampire story. And I have 4 books written in this series. Book number 5 is the last one in the series. It's going to close up the characters I've been working with since I was 17 years old. So this is a 20-year in the making world going on. And I have a couple short stories already done. I have another side story that I need to finish. Will probably be a novella or a short novel. I'm not really sure which is her bestie's story. I have the first half of it already written. So yeah, I have the world creation story already written. I have her mother and her father's stories already written. I have a side story for my 7-foot-tall leprechaun Bowden, who's everybody's book boyfriend. I have one for him done. I have the start of my Vinnie Nani one, which is something that is attached to book 4 that I really need to finish. And then I have the Shy and Brad, Shy and Brad, because Brad is Rhea's world in the Blood Phoenix world, and Shy is in the Loving read world or storylines, and I have to write my Anthemo story, which is my main big bag, Thea, Fee. I don't know how we really are supposed to pronounce her name. The way it's spelled, it's Fee. The way in my head it's always been is Thea. So, you know, this is what happens when 17-year-olds name their characters. Her son, the whole Atlantis connection, he needs a story. I also wanted to do a Maddie and Caleb story, which is another crossover one. And y'all, that's a whole lot to finish up. But then in Winters, my Wooing the Alpha world, I already have the 14 done. I have the 1 reboot done. I have another full-length reboot that I want to do, which is a side character, so it's not technically a reboot, it's just in that world, so it's a reboot story. I have a novella I want to do, 2 novellas I want to do, and like 3 or 4 short stories that I want to do in it. So you can see my problem. My other problem is that I have a couple series that I want to write after these 2 are finished. One of which I've already started because I have a book and a half. Book 1's published, book 2 I'm halfway done. That's what I gave up to write my winter story. I have an offshoot of this Broken World, another saga to follow that I thought about using Autumn Lishke for because it's far more erotic than it is paranormal. I'm thinking about linking my 2 author names, not in the sense that they're all going to become one, but like actually just connecting them via social media and that kind of thing, because I feel like they're similar enough now, and that without the teaching that I have to worry about and all the professionalism that I had to worry about before with my pen names, I will just attach them to each other, and I don't really give a shit. I have a whole another saga over there, or 2 over there. So like, do I finish my winter stuff, all of the reboot stuff, or do I finish my Broken World stuff and pause to do this other stuff and go back? Like, how? I need to figure out, part of my problem is I need to figure out a plan for when I'm going to do all of these things and what my time frame is going to be, because if I keep at my current rate of writing, just in generally speaking, I can get 2 to 3 books written in a year, which is a lot for me, by the way. Used to be 1 a year when I was teaching. I wrote the 14 in 2 years, wrote and edited the 14 in 2 years. I have written an 81,000 word book already. This year I'm 20,000 words into what I would imagine is going to be a 50,000 word book. I can probably finish that if I get my head on straight August. And then I can do depending on how long the project is. I thought about doing all of my short stories or a section of my short stories, either one at the end of the year. I can do a short story in about a month. Sometimes far less than that, if I'm being honest. I've written a short story in 3 days before. It just percolated. I was doing too many other things and I vomited it out and it worked. Not all of them are created equal. They do not all come out the same. My process is different every time. Like, I can try to figure out my process, but honestly, fucking different every time. So, I'm already in the middle of loving them both. I want to finish this book so bad, but I'm wondering if I shouldn't just finish Winter out. But if I can like alternate and not have too hard of a time with it, it would make far much more sense marketing-wise to do that. Am I making sense? I don't know. I also thought about writing my 1 reboot, the new reboot, as a ongoing serial with Vellum, and I again do not know how I feel about this, so you can see my issue and how my brain is really foggy and fucked up right now, and I don't feel like I'm getting anything done because of that. It's like too many, it's like you have 10 different people talking to you at once and you're trying to follow every conversation and you're fucking failing at all of them. That is what my brain is like right now. This also includes my next steps in like my marketing and the things I want to do to build reviews and to build visibility and to be able to work up to getting a BookBub ad. I want to build my mailing list. There's a lot of other things that I want to do as well. Like I want to update one of my websites. So I did make a list of all of those things here. Maybe not even all of them, just the ones that I thought of before I started this video, and trying to figure out my action steps for those. Which ones am I going to do first? What project am I going to work on first? What needs to be done before other things can be done? I need to figure that all out. I have a start to that here. And so I need to do the same thing for my fiction brain and figure all my stuff out. I also would like to do a master dump of the 4 or 5 books currently like taking place at the same time. I would love to do a master dump of that. I really need a big piece of paper for that shit. I thought about getting some butcher paper and just like writing everything down that I could think of and doing like columns so I could figure out timeline wise where all these pieces fit together to make the best possible story. Now, I have done more plotting for my Blood Phoenix stories than I have in any of my other ones in this kind of manner. And granted, I just used loose leaf when I color coded the different things for the different threads within that series, because book 4 was a fucking beast. It was 90-something thousand words. I thought it was going to be 70. I had so many moving parts in this other story to fit in there and this other story to fit in there, you know. And so that worked really well for me without like over outlining, and that's kind of what I'm thinking I want to do. I do have on my whiteboard at home a general outline of problems or themes and things that I needed to address and their timelines for just the 5 books for the My Blood Phoenix series. And I think I need something bigger. So I might get some butcher paper. I might take over a wall in the living room because I don't know if I have any room in my office for this. I could just put it over my whiteboards, I suppose. But ooh, I have my easel I could use too, and some poster board. But you see where my brain's going. So I think I'm gonna give this a go. And that's what my next step needs to be. Thank you for helping me figure that out. It doesn't fix all the problems yet, but it's a start. And so I will see you when I start working on those things. Yeah, okay. Oh, and beyond just having those, I'm reading 2 books currently, and I just finished like 4. And so I have all of those worlds in my head too. And they're reminding me of other books that I've previously read. And so my brain is just jumbled. Okay, so I'm gonna go try to focus it now. And I'll see you soon. I finished an autumn mini. Woo woo. 629 words. I've decided that tomorrow I do my Right Leg Challenge to try to make up some of my hours for Camp NaNoWriMo, and I am going to write like Jane Austen. So we'll go over her routine in the morning. It's not that hard or difficult, and she does read in the evenings, and I can definitely do that tomorrow evening. So it's a good plan. Okay, it says get up early before everyone else and play piano. I don't play piano. It's really hard to get up before everybody else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go sit for an hour and read for my piano playing, and then I will go make breakfast. Okay, so it is 9 and I have read this morning. I'm reading Verity at the moment, and I made breakfast. I'm probably gonna smoke a bowl with the boys here in a second, but since it is 9, I am opening up my stuff. I think I might start my day with some plotting, outlining, figuring out my whole system of my world and where it's going, and all the connections I need to keep track of, because I feel like if I start that, I'm gonna be in a much better place than I've been. Referencing the rant from yesterday. So we're gonna begin. Lunch/dinner is over, so I'm gonna write for the hour that I had to give up earlier to cook, and then when the boy goes to work, I will read to my husband the last couple bits of book 14. Chapter 109. The ride seemed longer than the others. Why did Newt make things so muddled inside? I am on my way to my first writing meeting. I think only one person's coming at the moment. I did invite like 5. I've only heard responses from 3 of them, so the 2 of them I don't know if they're gonna show up. And if it's just the 2 of us, if it's just me and Caitlin, that is fine, because we have plenty to talk about and we can get some work done. And I'm going to get some fish tacos, which I will show you from the rail yard. And then we'll talk a little bit about me writing like Miss Jane Austen in a little bit, because that was uber successful, like fucking A. I'm here early, so let's talk real quick about my Jane Austen experiment, writing like Jane Austen. So, she woke up early, would play piano in the morning, make breakfast was her chore of the day, and then she'd write after breakfast until dinner, 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I woke up, I worked on 2 books, I read 2 books, and then I made breakfast, because, you know, I make the food in my house, and then I went to writing, and I wrote until about 1. Then I made lunch/dinner. We ate until 2, and then I was back to writing for the make up that hour or 2 while my husband took the boy to work. Oh my god. Really? Really? That's what happens when you're in a parking lot. So then, after he came back, I rubbed his knee and his leg for a little while because it hurt. And then I got to reading. I read to him for probably 3.5 hours. We finished reading book 14 in my Wooing the Alpha series. And he's both sad and happy. Sad it's over, happy with the way it worked out, which makes me very happy to know that I wrapped up my series nicely. But I got about 7 hours on my NaNoWriMo makeup, so I got halfway through those hours that I've missed. I'm hoping today I have a writing meeting with at least the 1 person, and then I have a writing meeting tonight at 7:30 with my bestie Becky, and we'll see if I can't make up a few more hours. Today was a good day. Writing day went great. Had some really good tacos. Got some writing done. Got a good story stuff done. I think I might go on more weekly dates with Caitlin, is her name. I still do the big group thing at least once a month, even though nobody else showed up, which is fine. Totally okay with that. And yeah, I like writing with people. I really do. It's nice to talk to people about books and writing in the process and all of those things. So maybe not weekly with Caitlin, but maybe like every other week we can go on to an Edmund coffee shop, right? Maybe before work sometime. She does come to my work on occasion. That's how I met her. So yeah. Also got to talk with Becky tonight. We didn't do any writing together. We talked a lot, but she did help me with some of the things that I'm trying to think of. Kind of reaffirming. She usually tells me if I'm off base with something, or she'll throw out some wild ideas and I'll come up with something from it. We've been doing this together for a very long time. I've known Becky since I was 2, so 35-year friendship. We kind of get each other, you know? But yeah, good day all around. So I'm not doing a weekly wrap up. I haven't been tracking very well. So I'm going to end the vlog here, and thank y'all for being here with me in this very chaotic, very writer heavy, and just my mind is messed up vlog. Let me know how your writing's going, how you're doing in general, and I will see you next time. Bye.